Greetings. Thank you. Ashim, as you can say. Right. So, as the brother was saying before, we all have an ancestral event, a veneration of the ancestors. And this is what the gathering is all about. I would like to take it from a more historical point of view, to connect two rules that often people pay little or no attention to. So, one of these rules we take about when they say they discover this island. I am the chief of Kairi Indigenous peoples. Kairi is the original name for this island that is Sequoia right now. Alubera, its twin on the northeast coast, is the original name for that island as well. Told us by our ancestors from lines long before this transatlantic slave state story, long before the displaced peoples all across the planet. What I would have you know is this: the indigenous peoples of the planet look like me and you. They call them the copper-colored races. Anybody can tell me what is the color of copper? Color of copper, a 5/7 or 1/7. Look like us, the very different shades that we have here. Prior to the transatlantic slave state story, there were those who were here already. They changed images, switched them around, and made it think there was some different type of people that was here before the transatlantic slave trade. But when they came, they go through what you call the black Caribs, right? We all know them today as the Garifuna peoples. The Taino, they call the Arawaks. They look just like us, just with a different type of wavy hair. Some of us here short, some of us here this, but we all sprung up on the planet at different places around the same time. That was a long time ago when the planet was one, and there was the names of the places today wasn't the names of the places back then. But the truth be told, there were some of us here already prior to that slave story, and I will have you know this: as much as we like to tell the slave story, most of them came here not as slaves. Right? They just had to go to certain parts of the island. Some of my ancestors still alive to tell the story older than much of you. Right? Some came with mansions and stuff. They were kings, royalties, and they came long before, but they were the first seafarers. Back in the time when they taught, when they were bringing that amount of people from the continent to here, they did not have ships at that time. It's only up until the late 1800s they started to build cargo ships. So you can do your research on that. But nevertheless, when you all came, you all met us here, and we intermingled. That's why we have common themes like ancestral worship, same as you, right? Veneration of the past, respect for the elders. These are all taught long before the transatlantic slave trade, and the people look just like me. What you see in Tauta today as indigenous people are our children and grandchildren. Some of them disrespectful, some of them have respect and know where they come from. So we get along. So my point of view today to bring as in terms of the veneration of the ancestors is that some of our ancestors stood up alongside your ancestors, those of you who claim to have African descent, and can map the history through from them to them. We stood up alongside each other against the invaders who still occupy our land. Trinidad and Tobago is a corporation operating on indigenous people lands. Right? We probably wear it, but it's something that was taught us. It's something that was given to us by a colonial master. So, at this point when you venerate the ancestors would like that to come true as well, so that they know that going back to your roots, you even have to get your names back, get your cultural way of life back, in order to make it come full circle. And that will be a proper veneration of the ancestors. We have the Battle of 1699 that happened in Stanley Granny that gave its own name, Big Blood. That ended on a mountain called at the heart of Blanchisseur's Road, where they dived off a cliff very high and committed suicide rather than be captured by the missionaries, Don Chacon and his men, his missionaries who were trying to promote Christianity on the island. Right? So, in respect and veneration of the ancestors, This is part of the message coming out as well. We met, we merged cultures, and we stood against barriers that set up a beyond line, and we not want to forget that as we move forward in very the ancestors. Ashe?